Hello, everybody. Man, I tell you, I had an interesting conversation today with one of the essential employees, and she's a cook. And apparently, her job made her work overtime because her business that she works for is unable to hire any cooks because nobody wants to work. And the problem with this was that this small business that she works for, she was furloughed off. She couldn't collect unemployment, and now she can't even. I mean, basically she's being worked over. She's being worked like crazy because no one else. They can't hire anyone else. She couldn't collect any unemployment during the time that the business itself was closed, and she's been working so much that she just quit. She sent in her 2 week, and she quit. Oh no, wait, I don't think she even put her 2 week in. I think she just quit. She was crying for hours and hours because it sucks. And I get it. I get that it sucks. It sucks for a lot of essential employees who are working harder than ever, who aren't being thanked. No one cares about them. And everybody knows that everybody on unemployment right now and just on vacation. There's no ifs and ands about it. There are some people who truly do need it. But then you'd have to wonder, if they're getting all that money and they cannot sustain a living, well, then maybe they've been a little bit financially irresponsible for a long time. Maybe they've been living beyond their means. Maybe they've been living on debt. This is not the first person to come up to me and tell me their story. And this one sucks because this is a friend that I have known her for a long time. She's always been an honest, hard worker. And she comes from a very hard background, okay? She didn't have a father. Her mother was always working. She had to be the backbone of their family, much like my sister. But I have a lot of respect for this person. And when her business needed her, she pulled through. She worked. And then the business that she worked for worked her like crazy. So much so that she ended up quitting. No compensation, no hazard pay, all the unemployment, like all the money that they would have gotten. I don't know where the PPP loan that he got went, but it didn't go to her or her unemployment. She was screwed over. Not only that, but they tax people so high in the state where she lives that even though she ended up working 97 hours, was it 97 hours? I don't know. 97 hours in 2 weeks. Working harder than ever. Doing the job of 4 chefs. By herself as one chef. She did the work of 4 people. And her pay didn't go up. She wasn't even eligible during the time she was on unemployment, so she had to budget. And now, she quit. Because she sees everybody else around her who are banking off unemployment, who are having the time of their lives, are on vacation. So what are you going to do for us? What are you going to do for all these essential employees who pulled up their pants and said, you know what? We're going to work during this global pandemic. We're going to work during this crisis. We're going to risk our health. We're going to risk our safety. We're going to risk our family at home's lives. We're going to be working harder than ever. No one cares about us. What are you going to do about it? And you know what? For those of you on unemployment right now, like a lot of my friends, some of my family members, I know you guys are having a great time because you guys are telling me that it's a great time, and I understand. That's okay. I understand. We all need a break. And we do. Everybody works really hard. Everybody has been working really hard. The US economy isn't like what it used to be. So people are working harder than ever. And I truly understand that. And you know what? I'm really, somewhere in my heart, I'm happy that you guys got the opportunity to have a paid vacation to make more money than ever. That's what it is. All my family and friends know that. My acquaintances know that. That's what this is. It's a paid vacation. And that's all it is. My friend was talking about how much drugs he was buying and alcohol today, and how much partying he's been doing. A lot of my other friends are playing video games, And then some of them are investing their time wisely. And these are all great. This is great. These are things that every human deserves. I believe so. I believe that everybody deserves a break because everybody has worked hard. But let me ask you this. While I don't blame those on unemployment for taking advantage of the system, because hell, if I weren't the person I am today, and if I wasn't, and my friend wasn't a good-hearted girl like who she is, a hardworking girl who has always had to step it up when her family and her siblings could not, we would be on unemployment too. Because you can quit, you can be fired, and you're still eligible. But we're not. Because unfortunately, we weren't wired that way. And we understand that there are those who truly do need it. But there are plenty who do not. So I have a question. What is the government going to do for those who are working? What are you going to do for those working during this time of crisis? What are you going to do for those risking their health? What are you going to do who have been sacrificing their time, who have been working harder than ever? What are you going to do for them? What are you going to do for all these people? For the gig workers, for the small business owners, for all the essential employees, for the manufacturers, for anybody who has been working and producing during this time. What are you going to do for them? Because I personally don't feel like anything has been done. And clearly nothing has been done at all. Okay? We've had so many incentives for people to stay unemployed, to not work. But what are we going to do for people who are working? I don't know. It seems like every time we talk about the money, the hazard pay or the heroes fund or whatever, it gets less and less. It goes from 25,000, then it goes to 10,000, then I hear rumors about 5,000. Now you're giving people who are frontline workers $250. Why? They all those frontline workers just could have been on unemployment and make way more. And you know what? I know a lot of people who are quitting their jobs and they're filing for unemployment because they know that they make more and they understand the CARES Act will be extended. And look, it's already been extended in a few places. So what are you going to do for everybody else who's been working the whole time? $5,000 isn't enough. You have to think about it like this, okay? Time is money. Time truly is money, okay? The saying goes, time is money, because it's true, right? You need to sacrifice your time to make money. You need to sacrifice your time to work a job. You need to sacrifice time in anything you want to progress or do. Your freedom. Everybody wants freedom. Everybody works hard so that they can earn their freedom. So people are getting 4 months of freedom, 4 months of paid vacation, making more money than ever. Okay? And kudos to them. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, there is, but I don't blame them. Okay? I really don't. I would do the same thing too if I wasn't brought up the way that I am. So time is money. A very valuable, non-replaceable asset. Okay. And then your health. What about your health? What about for those who have exposed themselves to the virus? What are they going to get out of this? We don't know the long-term effects. We don't know the health effects. We don't know if it's dormant or not. So all those people working the front line who are going through hundreds of people every day, or even one person can make a difference and affect you with it. Whether they be a grocery clerk, a doctor, a nurse, a police officer, whatever it may be, you are exposing yourself to this virus while working in hazardous conditions. But where's the hazard pay? So you're sacrificing your time and your health and the money. Let's talk about the money. Those on unemployment are still making tremendously amounts more than those who are working by almost 156% on the average. Okay? And there are some of you here who would not benefit from being on unemployment, right? Because let's be honest, maybe you work a career that you get paid way more than what you would have made on unemployment. But that's not the majority of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, which is what, 70% of Americans. So maybe you're the top 20%. But what about everybody else? Look, again, I don't blame those on unemployment, okay? I think that America in general has lived beyond their means. I believe that they have lived on debt. And I believe that, I come from a family where my mother had to work 2-3 jobs, raising 3 kids on her own, okay? My mom didn't raise someone who couldn't stand up for themselves, someone who couldn't work hard, okay? My mom raised someone who works really, really hard. She raised 3 kids who worked harder than ever. But you know what? I don't like these excuses. I believe that America has gotten kind of weak. If I were unemployed and I didn't make any money, I could be able to live this out. I'm 25 and I could be able to live this out for about at least a year and a half, 2 years, because I've saved up hard, I budgeted well, and I prepared myself for this financially. I set money on the side, and I made sure that I'd be okay. But that doesn't go. What about everybody else? What about everybody else who was financially irresponsible? What about everybody living paycheck to paycheck beyond their means? What about everybody else? I don't know. It makes me wonder if America is as wealthy as people say it is. But anyway, $5,000. I know I've been ranting, so I kind of lost where I was at. This whole thing's just been me pissed off, and $5,000 isn't enough. $10,000, if you do the math, still isn't enough, because you'd still make almost I think you'd make $2,000 more if the average essential employee got the unemployment lump sum of $10,000. You would still make the same, if not slightly more or slightly less than those on unemployment, even with $10,000. Do you think that essential employees are going to feel compensated? No. They're still going to be like, oh, I could have had free time and I could have saved my health if I just went on unemployment. And I would have made the same amount, if not more, even with the $10,000. The $25,000, it sounds like a pretty good lump sum to me. You know what? It does. Because Because then, at that point, when those essential employees are making $25,000, then it makes sense to be an essential employee. Because if people are making more to be on unemployment, how are you ever going to get people to go back to work? You're not. That no one wants to go back to work in the first place. So, I've been saying this for months now. And all my friends who are on unemployment, they were looking at this proposal, the CARES Act, and were thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be awesome. Because they know that they're benefiting from it. It's so obvious to everybody. Look, I don't know where I'm at anymore. I'm a little hot-headed right now. I'm just really tired of seeing people having the best time of their life while everybody else who's essential employees are still working harder than ever. And the government needs to clean this up. They need to clean this mess up, and they need to make it right with the people. Because I swear, if the government does not fix this and they don't make things right, you're going to turn a lot of people who are usually very peaceful people into very angry and violent people, and you don't know what's going to happen. I can't promise you I don't know what's going to happen. The only reason why I have been okay with this is because I've had to do speculative plays on my stock portfolio just to make up for the deficit that I did not get from receiving no stimulus check and no hazard pay. But you know what? I don't know. If the government doesn't fix this right now or anytime soon, a lot of peaceful people are going to become some of the angriest people you've ever met. I don't know. Is that worth it? Was this whole shutting down the economy worth it? I don't know. Some people need to stay at home and make more money than ever, but some people need to go to work. Like, what? Do some lives matter and some don't? What about all lives matter? I don't know. Not like I care. I don't follow any of those political things anyway. It's all bullshit in the end. Anyway, I hope those of you who are on unemployment or are having the best time of their lives, I hope you really take advantage of the situation. And for my fellow essential employees, I feel for you. I really do. I understand exactly what you're going through. So I hope you all have a good day. The government better fix this, and I hope you all stay safe.